Hello, everyone. Today we step into the darkest pages of criminal history. We will analyze the profiles of 5 individuals who shocked the world with their cruelty and their ability to evade justice for years. From charismatic manipulators to predators who struck in the dead of night, these individuals left behind a trail of immense trauma. We'll explore who they were, how they operated, and what made them so dangerous. Please be advised. The details shared in this video are sensitive. If you are a fan of true crime and deep dives into the human psyche, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. Aileen Wuornos is often called America's first female serial killer, though her case is far more complex than a simple criminal profile. Her path to violence was paved by a childhood of extreme trauma, abandonment, and abuse, which many psychologists believe contributed to her later actions. Between 1989 and 1990, she killed 7 men along Florida's Interstate 75, claiming each victim had either raped or attempted to assault her. The investigation reached a turning point when police tracked her through items she had pawned from her victims, leading to her arrest at a biker bar called The Last Resort. Despite her defense's focus on her history of being victimized, she was convicted and eventually executed by lethal injection in 2002. Her story remains a controversial study on the fine line between a cold-blooded killer and a person broken by a lifetime of systemic failure. While Wuornos operated on the open roads of Florida, our next killer brought the nightmare directly into the sanctuary of the home, proving that no lock was strong enough to keep him out. Between 1984 and 1985, Richard Ramirez paralyzed California with a series of unpredictable and brutal home invasions. Known as the Night Stalker, he had no specific victim profile, attacking men, women, and children at random in the dead of night. His crimes were often marked by satanic symbols, reflecting his obsession with the occult and leaving investigators baffled. The terror ended when a group of citizens recognized his face from the news and chased him down in the streets of Los Angeles. Ramirez remained unrepentant until his death, famously displaying a pentagram on his palm during his high-profile trial. Ramirez was a chaotic predator, but the man at number 3 was the polar opposite, a master of disguise who hid his monstrous nature behind the makeup of a friendly neighborhood clown. John Wayne Gacy was a respected businessman and a local political volunteer who hid a monstrous secret behind a friendly facade. He famously performed as Pogo the Clown at charity events, using his reputation to lure at least 33 young men to his home. Most of his victims were discovered buried in the narrow crawl space beneath his house, a discovery that horrified the Chicago suburbs in 1978. Gacy's case remains a chilling study of how a pillar of the community can use social status to mask a predatory double life. Gacy's ability to lead a double life was terrifying, but as we move to number 2, we encounter a killer whose crimes were so depraved they challenged the very limits of human understanding. Between 1978 and 1991, Jeffrey Dahmer committed a series of gruesome murders that involved cannibalism and the preservation of human remains. He typically lured his victims from bars and bus stations to his apartment, promising them money or drinks before drugging them. Despite several close calls with the police, including one instance where officers returned a dazed victim to his doorstep, Dahmer evaded capture for over a decade. His eventual arrest in 1991 exposed systemic failures in local law enforcement and shocked the world with the sheer depravity of his crimes. The horrors found in Dahmer's apartment left the world in shock, yet there remains one man who stands as the definitive face of the charismatic serial killer, a man who used his intellect to hunt across the entire nation. Ted Bundy is perhaps the most notorious serial killer in American history, largely due to his ability to appear perfectly normal and highly intelligent. He confessed to 30 murders across 7 states, though many investigators believe his true victim count exceeds 100. Bundy was famous for his daring escapes from custody, twice fleeing jail, and continuing his killing spree before being caught for the final time in Florida. What truly set Bundy apart was his role in the first nationally televised criminal trial. He often acted as his own attorney, using the courtroom as a stage to charm the public and even his victims' families. This media circus created a bizarre phenomenon of Bundy groupies. women who would show up to the trial convinced of his innocence because of his handsome appearance and articulate speech. Even while facing the death penalty, he maintained a massive following of admirers, proving how easily he could manipulate the public's perception and hide a predatory nature behind a mask of sanity. These were 5 of the most dangerous individuals to ever mark the history of criminology. Which of these cases do you find the most difficult to comprehend? Leave a comment below and let us know what other topics you'd like us to cover. Don't forget to like this video if you found this deep dive informative. We'll see you in the next one.